Hey guys, Battlefield posted a community update with an open beta debrief where they just said that 600,000 hours were streamed and over 30 million hours watched. As you can see from the statistics that they posted, least amount of class that was used is the Recon class by 19%. Me personally, I played Recon the most because of the spawn beacon, to have that ability for my squad to spawn as close as possible to me and that we can push the objectives. Since they announced that they might give the assault the spawn beacon and might actually heavily increase the assault percentage usage, and the Recon, kinda gets obliterated because he's basically only left with the C4. But anyways, they are talking about different parts. One thing is the weapons. They will do some gunplay refinements for the recoil and tapfire mechanics. They adjust them for consistency and weapon uniqueness. Precision rewarded. Tap and burst firing now is more effective. Shotgun tweak. The shotgun gets basically nerfed. So you need more pellets to kill. And the time to kill and time to death is under review. So they still trying to figure out the feedback from the time to kill, time to death is so bad. Movement wise, they balanced the mobility. They reduced momentum from sliding into jumps. Jump spam is penalized with lower height. Combat realism, shooting while jumping, sliding is less accurate. Parachute tuning, slower initial acceleration for better control. For me personally, in terms of the sliding and jumping, I already felt like that penalties were more than enough. But it looks like apparently there are ways to... there are some extreme values or extreme ways to do movement in Battlefield 6 that that they consider needing a nerf. And according to the DICE principal game designer Drunks, the team believes that movement was in a pretty good spot, but some tuning in specific extremes was needed. So they still try to retain depth and skill expression with movement. They just want to make sure that it doesn't become insane. So yeah, hopefully that is really the case. And when he is mentioning that they are trying to make other movement parts in the game more responsive, because they felt a bit clunky before, like if that's really the case, that would be nice. It was very noticeable for me when I switched from that Battlefield 6 beta back to Battlefield 3, how much more responsive Battlefield 3 actually is. So yeah, I would like to see Battlefield 6 making a step in that direction too, so we can actually have an very responsive experience with the input. In terms of the maps, they enforce like the boundary enforcement, so they fix the underway to prevent players from accessing unintended rooftops or out of bound areas. So people can't climb up on those two maps or three maps so easily. Map scale variety. Larger maps will be available at launch, including Mirak Valley, Operation Firestorm, and both of them will feature full vehicle support and expansive combat zones. Modes, in terms of the rush mode, they said that they will keep that 12 versus 12 up to 16 versus 16 format for tactical depth. Larger player counts caused imbalance in early match endings. Portal mode will allow custom player counts. Me personally, in terms of rush, what they should do is they should give us the option that when we are arming or disarming the MCOM, that we can look around completely and shoot and revive and everything we can do in older Battlefield games like Battlefield 3, and not have this, I have to watch on the MCOM or I have to have the MCOM partially in my vision, which prevents you while you're arming or disarming the MCOM to defend yourself properly. It's already hard enough to push the objective with this in-combat spawn system, threat nearby spawn system. So in my opinion, they should consider just looking at how it's done in Battlefield 3, get some learnings from the rush mode from Battlefield 3 and apply them to Battlefield 6. That would be very much appreciated. Two things that I would definitely like to see changed is the ability that I'm like to toggle off the in-combat spawn system so I can spawn on my squad mates to push the MCOM, and that when I'm arming or disarming the MCOM, that I can still completely look around while holding like that button to disarm or arm and shoot enemies that might try to prevent me from doing so. In terms of the breakthrough mode, they said that will support up to 64 players depending on the map size. They will keep monitoring and keep doing balance tweaks for each map to achieve a fair 50-50 win ratio. In terms of the player count philosophy, they will keep it as a flexible design. Player count varies by map and mode to optimize the gameplay. So for example, the breakthrough, either way, 48 or 64 players depending on the layout. For small scale modes like Team Deathmatch or Domination, they will continue to be 8 versus 8. The King of the Hill is also 8 versus 8. In terms of the portal mode, players can customize the player count and settings themselves. It's gonna be interesting to see to which extent we can do so. Would be nice if we could, for example, for Rush, we could have access to settings like the spawn system and so on if they don't change it themselves. Yeah, get closer to the Rush experience of Battlefield 3. Playlist options. The beta playlists were designed to test matchmaking flexibility. Weapon access, both open and closed weapons, will remain available for the launch version of the game. The matchmaking improvements will be based on feedback. Sector capture challenges will be easier to complete in future updates because people... With this matchmaking system, since you can't decide if you're attacking or defending, you can't really switch teams like you could do in the older Battlefield games. They say they will try to work on further improving it. In my opinion, they should just give us a proper server browser, give the ability to the community to host servers or to rent servers, to set them up themselves. They will make a lot of money that way too. Reflections and next steps. They will continue to inform us for upcoming changes until the Battlefield launch that they will undergo in the Battlefield Labs events, and they will try to involve the community more to also shape the game post-launch. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that post. I hope you got some information out of it. Feel free to leave a like. Feel free to comment down below what you liked or disliked about that community post.